New China worry for Donald Trump Can U.S. win propaganda w.ar against Voice of China. President Trump has more than tariffs, trade wars and military escalation to worry about when it comes to China. Within the last few weeks, China has leaped into the front ranks of global media by launching its Voice of China super network. The country's new sharp power approach is more about bylines than bombs. China's old model repressed information via censorship, but President Xi Jinping is now doubling down on content production to flood the information battlefield. By merging the three mammoth state-run radio, TV networks, China automatically becomes a dominant content-heavy force and gives Beijing a highly robust propaganda weapon to find new audiences around the world. With over 14,000 journalists and staff employees, this Asian blitzkrieg in the information war is deployed to neutralize American influence and spread disinformation on every continent. In addition to coping with jobs and the domestic economic consequences of his tariffs, Trump must aggressively respond to this monster Chinese arsenal aiming to take over the information battle space. More, Trump sends a clear message: China's era of intellectual property theft is over. More, Donald Trump's China tariffs make sense. The larger geostrategic issue is that China badly wants a new national brand to strengthen the social contract between the party and the people. There is significant cognitive dissonance when citizens and Mandarin speakers worldwide encounter indisputable truths that they know they need to ignore or shy away from. This is why, even with its hundreds of nuclear weapons, the Chinese have put this kind of financial and manpower investment into shaping the global media space. They understand the nature of the new information warfare, the great importance of preemptive media strikes and the role of content as the main weapon. Still in the planning stages, as a complement to Voice of China, is a major new entertainment channel that will combine on-demand services with over-the-top TV. Primarily aimed at Western Europe and the United States, its focus will be on the sharp power of musicals, arts, documentaries and cultural programming. Think Netflix on steroids, or the spectacular opening ceremony at the 2008 Beijing Olympics. But there is still time for the U.S. to catch up and turn the tide. As a first step, the administration needs to build out an information strategy that addresses the broader Chinese empire-building efforts. One hallmark should be moving from a country-based model, the focus of previous administrations, to a language-based model. Diaspora audiences, some 60 million people worldwide, are like the swing voters on this new battlefield. We need to understand that the Chinese Communist Party relies on its ability to trigger uber-nationalism among these audiences to shape third countries' public perceptions. More, China tariffs could hurt American families policing the USA. A look at race, justice, media. Make no mistake, these are content wars. Using a combination of public diplomacy and new audience architecture, the U.S. could create 24/7 content-driven channels. Potential investments in Voice of America and Radio Free Asia's Mandarin services, which deliver fact-based accurate reporting. With extended, around-the-clock broadcast operations, we can reach more people in more places around the world, especially diaspora language audiences with a large number of Mandarin speakers, such as in Africa and Southeast Asia. A second step is getting information to Mandarin speakers who have to navigate online censorship. China has perfected the playbook of targeting virtual private networks and VPN-based technologies, also used recently by Iranians and Turkish. We need to be at forefront of enabling and raising awareness on internet circumvention tools, like Siphon. New tools allow users, whether Chinese citizens or Iranian protesters, to get accurate, fact-based information on demand. This technology beats China at their own game. Lastly, we have to understand the power of first-mover advantage in this information battlefield space. The January 9, 1990 model of social media shows that 1% of users are content creators, key influencers, 9% are curators, who share content, and 90% are passive consumers. We can invest in new technologies and machine learning, which will make the work of curating and translating news even more accurate and effective for the 9% and 90% audience categories. These new tools aid in real-time translating in multiple languages and in the reporting process, giving journalists everything they need to construct accurate narratives in a lightning-fast way. Quite a bit is at stake. Xi has overseen an unprecedented shift in building a new national brand in Chinese society, and Voice of China wants to extend it globally to new audiences. Earlier this week, the Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson accused the U.S. of consistent ignorance in an escalating war of words on trade and human rights. The battle is only beginning. Harun Kayala is the Chief Strategy Officer at the Broadcasting Board of Governors, author of Digital World War and a member of the Council of Foreign Relations. He was a senior State Department advisor for 9 years. Follow him on Twitter, @HarunOla.